Okay, welcome. Are you ready to have your session today? Okay, great, great. So, okay, before we jump in, I want to just say a little prayer to set our intentions for the day. So you don't have to do anything, just sit and relax, and I will do our prayer for us. So, Mother, Father, God, creator of all that is, we gratefully accept and acknowledge your presence here with us today during this session, as well as in the days that follow. We ask for the help of any angels, any spiritual helpers, anyone centered in the love and light of God in non-physical or physical form who is able and willing to help, who has our very highest and best interest at heart. We welcome you and thank you. Creator has commanded that my client gets exactly what she needs out of this session today in order to move her life forward in the most joyful, most fulfilling way possible. It's commanded that I hear you loud and clear, that I feel my divine connection, and in fact, speak through me. Just take me over and use me to do your work today, God. Creator, it is commanded that my client gets any healings and breakthroughs that she needs, and that those healings are done with grace and ease, that they are done on every level, in every aspect, and in every language that my client and her family has ever known. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. And so it is. Amen. Okay. Wonderful. So, what would you like to work on today?
I thought about it, and I think my next step is just like energy, like finding that energy that, how can I explain it? I have all the the words and the strategies and everything, and I know like what I want to do next, and I just feel blah. Like
Okay.
it's not sometimes my body just breaks down. Like right now I have immense stomach issues, and there's zero reason for the stomach issues. It's just um I just want to, you know, when you see someone and you see them just light up from the inside out and they're like full of energy, I want that.
Okay. Is this in all areas of your life or just certain areas?
Oh,
Okay. Okay.
the word focus is popping up too, so I don't know, it maybe focused energy, which is really weird because I can be hyper focused sometimes. So
Okay. Cool. So yeah, so this is definitely a team effort in this. So feel free to interrupt me at any time. If something pops up in your head while we're working together, it's usually important. So even if it doesn't make sense, be sure to tell me about it. Yeah, and don't be scared to interrupt if you have a thought or an idea or an insight to share. So let's see here. So what I want you to do right now is just go ahead and close your eyes for me. Put your hands on your heart, or in your general chest area here. And just take a big deep breath and let it go. Okay, now I'm going to ask you to get out of your thinking place down into your feeling place. So this is usually someplace under your neck. Okay, someplace in your body, and just feel into this. Your answers don't have to make sense. But go back to the first time you lost that inner glow, that spark. When was that?
um wow, way back. Had to do with my mom. She was angry with me. I was in a really good place. I was making friends. She said I was walking around like I had a stick up my ass.
Okay.
I was a young teenager.
She can give me a little more on that. She was, you were making friends. She was angry at you for making friends.
I don't know. I felt like for the first time, like I had noticed it, that I was walking taller and didn't have my head down towards the ground all the time. And I just felt like, wow, I can be normal, or I can be, normal wasn't the word, but I didn't feel like such an outsider.
Right. So you were starting to get some confidence, maybe?
Yes, confidence, definitely. Self-esteem.
Okay. And so
Her finger comes out and points at me like I
hmm,
don't even know what I did wrong. Like,
so it seems like it feels to me like you've got this program running that when you step into your power, when you step into your self-esteem and your confidence, the result um, is you hurt someone because you were only a mirror for her, right? Her confidence must not have been very high. Her self-esteem must not have been very high, or that wouldn't have triggered her.
yeah, like I wasn't supposed to be there.
Right. So, but the way that, and this is probably, oops, this is probably going back even further than, this is probably a genetic pattern that goes back through your, I'm going to put a headphone in, hang on.
Well, I like it's jumping into like even recently, I found myself in a place with people that years ago I wouldn't have been able to imagine myself. I don't know how to explain it. They're more well off.
Mm-hmm.
And I did have that thing in the back of my head screaming like I don't belong there.
Okay. Can you still hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Um,
It's kind of like a feeling of belonging or trying to belong somewhere where I don't.
right, right. Which
You know,
makes
invited.
total sense because there's that string of, okay, let me wait, before I go there, let me ask you, does it feel more like, okay, when you feel into this, feel what you had when you were gaining those friends and you were standing up a little straighter? Does that feel like, what word best describes that for you?
Like the positive of it?
Yeah, well, just like, is it more, does it feel like that was self-esteem or confidence or stepping into your power? What word like resonates to describe that feeling that you were starting to feel when your mom kind of knocked you down?
Happy.
Happy. Hmm, interesting. Okay. Do you think, so do you think that's really, does that feel like a fit? That the reason your mom was unhappy with you, was angry with you, was because you were starting to become happy?
Yes.
Okay. So so that makes sense because if the person who is supposed to love you most in the world withdraws from you or gets angry at you when you get happy, it makes sense that you would not be able to be happy in a group of people, because in your subconscious, the happiness equals isolation. It's kind of a one or kind of an either or thing. It feels like that's running. So I also want to check on, okay, so let's go, okay, so in this place still where you're feeling into it. So what is so let's say that you're in a group of people today, you're in a group of your new friends who are, and they might be whatever, a step up from where you used to be. Let's just call it that. Okay. So whatever that is, they're a step up from where you used to be, where you think you might belong, and you feel like you don't belong there. If you were to, hang on, I think I'm going down the wrong road here. Hang on, let me regroup. Make sure I'm really nice and connected. What's the scariest thing about belonging to a group of people who you feel like are out of your league?
Kind of don't want to admit this, but so in that particular scenario, like recently,
Mm-hmm.
I ended up over drinking and making a total ass of myself. And it really wrecked an entire friendship.
Okay.
And I would say that's the worst case scenario.
Okay, hang on a second here. I'm taking a note.
And this entire week has been kind of like self-sabotage.
Okay.
And I was told that from another person who's close to me that I am building a persona of being the person who disappears.
Yeah. So what would happen? Okay, let's go down another road here. So what would happen if it feels like maybe this is the answer. It feels like like kind of that thing, like I'm going to disappear, or I'm going to give you a reason to reject me before you can reject me on your own. Does that resonate?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So is that the fear there, is the rejection?
Um, so what's coming out is like just being found out that I don't belong.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I don't think it's the rejection that's the fear. It's the fear of
Being revealed.
yeah.
Hypocrite is a word that comes up too.
Mm. So what so what let's go let's go there a minute. So let's say you're hanging out with some new people. Let's take it away from this last group. Okay. New group of friends, the kind of friends you want, the kind of friends that you would enjoy having around you. That's, a little step up from wherever you are now, because we all want to step up and grow. And what happens if you're hanging out with them and they find out that you're a hypocrite and you're revealed? What's the worst thing that happens after that?
I'm really reaching. I don't know. I just tears, rejection, but
Okay.
I blackballed. Not blackballed. Is that the right word? Black. Yeah, blackballed.
Can you can you tell me a little more about what that means to you?
um, Bigger repercussions. Like, not only am I not welcome there, but I'm not welcome like anywhere.
Okay. And so let's just follow this trail for a minute. So let's say that's the case. Okay. What's the worst thing about that? Not being welcome anywhere.
So the first jump that I took there was a time I was like blackballed for grant money.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like not having resources, and then it went to um, I know it's weird we're talking about social circles, but then like being in a different social circle but still not belonging there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, or different social circles that think I, it sounds so weird to say that, but I've been told like in certain social circles that I'm better than them, even though I completely and utterly don't believe that. But when they say that, it makes me feel again like uncomfortable, that I'm both making them uncomfortable and I don't belong.
Right. So it's a feeling of not belonging, whether you feel like you are, whether it's either way, it doesn't matter which direction it is. It's still a sense of not belonging.
Mm. And then that means isolation, which is after boredom and really death.
Okay. So from this feeling that you've had of not belonging, okay. So it almost feels like to me, like it doesn't matter what you do, you're not going to belong. Um, Wonder if that's worthiness. We'll check that.
Disconnected comes up, like not worthiness, but like disconnection, like
yeah.
the broken connector.
Yeah. I think you're spot on with that. That's a really in tune word. Okay. So this disconnection, okay, that's actually, that feels spot on to me. So this not belonging, this disconnection. How has that, like, everything has some secret hidden gifts to it. So what have you learned by going through that? What kind of ways has that served you? What are the silver linings, I guess you would say?
Um, when I'm not needed, then I can't disappoint someone. I don't have the responsibility.
Okay.
So yeah, it's been like a whole theme of like freedom from responsibility.
Okay. So what else? What other hidden gifts? How is that serving you?
It gives me a certain empathy when others feel the same way.
Okay. Great. Anything else?
I can't explain it, but it's like it allows me to like step away from a situation and just look at it from a bird's eye view. And I don't know if that's good or bad, but I don't have to be in stuff when it happens.
Well, it depends. What does that feel like to you? Does that feel like a positive or a negative?
Well, it can be kind of a positive when I don't have to. I can just watch the movie instead of be in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's slightly more entertaining.
Yeah. Do you, when you, so when you're in that state though, um, because you're disconnected, do you not have the ability to be in the movie, or can you jump in and out of the movie as you see
Yeah,
fit?
no.
So it just gives you the freedom to get out of it, to not get wrapped up in whatever's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. That to me, there really is no good or bad. It's mostly about how it makes you feel. But to me, that almost sounds like a positive, right? Does that feel like a positive to you?
Yes.
Okay. As long as it's not as long as it's not a hiding. If it's, does that make sense?
No, that's not the way I
I don't,
described it.
because I was gonna say, I don't feel like that is. I don't feel like it's a withdrawal in that way. Okay, cool. We're on the same page then. Okay, cool. So anything else?
Mm-mm.
Okay, great. Okay, so what I want to do now,
So I
mhm,
think it's
yeah,
interesting that I'm looking for energy and really I guess sometimes that has to do with like being social, but I always imagined it being, just even when I'm alone, having that energy. I just find it really interesting that we jumped into how it feels in groups.
Yeah, it is interesting. And the really interesting thing with this work is a lot of time you start off at point A and you think you're going to go down a certain path and it ends up taking a detour. And wherever it detours to is always exactly what needs to be worked on. So, so that is very interesting. And it feels to me like when we can work on and kind of correct the problems with the disconnection, that will help that that inner glow, that spark, that energy come forth more, even when you're alone. So it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. So let's do an. Okay, let's. I want to do some muscle testing. So what I'm going to show you how to do that here real quick. The thing is we're working on beliefs that are stored in your subconscious, because your subconscious it's the filters that you see the world through. Okay, so a lot of this stuff, some of it might be yours that you created in this lifetime, some of it might be genetic stuff that's been passed down to you through your DNA. The cool thing about muscle testing, about kinesiology, is your body has this innate ability to tap in and tell us what's stored in your subconscious. Okay, so let me show you how to do some muscle testing here. And what I'd like you to do, and this is going to be a bad angle, so I apologize in advance. If you can just stand up for me, please. Okay. And what I want you to do is stand with your feet about shoulder width apart and your knees just soft, like not locked, just soft knees. And arms just loose down at your side. I want you to look straight ahead. And what I want you to do is say yes, 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 and then wait for your body to fall a certain direction. So go ahead and say yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Forward.
Yeah, okay. And now say no, 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 and wait. I reset back to the middle, and then say no, 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 and wait for your body to fall direction again.
No, no, no.
Back, right? Okay. And that
really weird. Okay.
and that's typically the way it is. Usually yeses are nos and forwards are back. It doesn't matter which direction's which for our purposes, as long as you have consistent answers. So anytime you go to muscle test, I would make sure, do yeses and nos first to make sure what's what that day. Test something. Let's test something. Test something, like a fact, and you want to say it in like I am a woman. That's an easy one.
I am a woman. Okay. Yes.
Okay, that's good to know for sure. And say I have on a pink shirt.
I have on a pink shirt. Geez, that backwards.
Okay.
I don't like my shirt.
Don't fall over on us. Okay. And so now I'm going to have you test a few statements here to see if those programs are running in your subconscious. Okay, so the first thing I want you to test, hang on, let me check something here real quick. Okay. Say it's safe for me to belong.
It's safe for me to belong. Nope.
Okay. And it's safe for me to connect with others.
It's safe for me to connect with others. Nope.
Okay. I wrote down your answer before I saw your result. That's funny.
It's weird because all I do is connect with others. Okay.
Try I am a hypocrite.
I am a hypocrite. No.
Okay, cool. And say I'm obligated to be disconnected from others.
I am obligated to be disconnected from others. No.
No, good. An obligation is just a really, really strong belief.
I don't like obligation. Yes.
An obligation is just a belief on steroids is all it is. So, and for our purposes. Oh, you know what? We should have tested. Let's just double check these real quick. Normally I do these at the beginning of the session. And I can't remember if we've done them before or not. So, test, say it's possible for me to have an instant healing.
It's possible for me to have an instant healing. No.
Ah, okay. Say I want to have an instant healing.
I want to have an instant healing. Yes, I do. No, it's a no.
Okay. And I deserve to have an instant healing.
I deserve to have an instant healing. No.
Okay, can I double check? Would you mind if I double check your answers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can go ahead and sit for a minute if you want. Since we're all connected, I have the ability, with your permission, of course, this is all done by free will, but with your permission, since we're all connected, I do have the ability to tap in, and I can muscle test your subconscious with your permission. So is that okay if I muscle test as you for a few minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thanks. I'm just going to ask for that. Okay, my name's Kelly. My name is. Okay, I'm testing as you. So I want you to say these out loud again, and I'm going to double check them. So make sure everything's uncrossed. Your arms and your legs are uncrossed and your eyes are closed when you say these. I'm going to use a finger method just because it's what I've been doing for years that I'm more comfortable with. Let's see if I can get my camera to clear up a little bit there. There we go. Okay. So say, close your eyes and say, it's possible for me to have an instant healing.
It's possible for me to have an instant healing.
Okay, I got a yes there. I want to have an instant healing.
I want to have an instant healing.
Okay, I got a yes there. And I deserve to have an instant healing.
I deserve to have an instant healing.
Okay, you got a yes there. So this is actually a really great, a great example, because what it sounds like is happening is you have some blockages to the muscle testing is what it is. So so let me, and we'll work on that in just a second. So you have yeses on all those, so you're good there. No worries. And usually everybody has a no on at least one of those, but I think we might have already gotten those in a different session. Is it okay if I test your other things here too, that we just tested? Okay, so go ahead, close your eyes for me and say, it's safe for me to belong.
It's safe for me to belong.
Okay, no on that. It's safe for me to connect with others.
It's safe for me to connect with others.
No on that. What was it? I'm obligated to be disconnected from others.
I'm obligated to be disconnected from others.
You have a yes there. No worries, we're going to fix it. And I'll explain more about that. And then I am a hypocrite.
I am a hypocrite.
No. Okay, so you got to know there. So let's do a little bit of shifting on the muscle testing first. Okay. And with my clients, I would say probably half of them do their own muscle testing. About half of them, I do their muscle testing because it's more comfortable for them. So really either way is fine, as long as we know we're getting solid answers. So, okay, so can we teach the cells of your being that it's safe and possible for you to muscle test yourself easily and accurately?
Yes.
Can we teach you how to do that in the highest and best way with ease and grace?
Yes.
Great. And then can we teach you that you deserve to muscle test easily and accurately, that you're allowed to, and that you already do? Okay.
Yes.
Thanks. And let's also teach the cells of your being that it's safe for you to see the truth, that once things are brought to light, once the awareness is there, that the healing can begin, that this is a safe space and it's safe to heal. Can we teach you all that?
Yes.
I feel like there's a piece here with responsibility too that we didn't hit. Okay, let's muscle test something else. And as you do it, I'm going to double check you on my end to see if your answers are coming through clearly. Yeah, if you could stand up for me, please. And when I see creator, that of course that's the creator of all that is. That's God, universe, source, divine intelligence, whatever you want to call that, highest creative, pure love power. You can use any word that feels right to you, but we use creator just because it kind of encompasses everything. So go ahead and test for me. My definition of responsibility is in alignment with the creators.
My definition of responsibility is alignment
With the creators.
The creator. Yes.
Okay, that's what I got as well. My perspective of responsibility is in alignment with the creators.
My perspective of responsibility is in alignment with the creators. Overwhelmingly no.
That's what I got too. Yay. Okay, so it looks like your muscle testing is doing better.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, you can go ahead and sit down. Okay. Okay, so that was a no on that and a yes on definition. So well, let's go ahead and let's start doing some shifts here. And there's nothing special that you need to do. Just kind of, you can just relax. You can close your eyes if you want. Sometimes you'll naturally go into like a theta kind of more meditative brain state while I do these, but just say yes out loud for any changes you want. If a change feels uncomfortable for some reason, or you feel some resistance to it, just let me know. Don't say yes. You don't have to say yes. So if there's resistance or a no, it usually just means there's something else we have to work through. So the first thing we want to do now, first thing, let's go ahead and correct that perspective. So what happens is, as humans, we take on, we get distortions a lot of times. Through our human eyes, we take on different concepts and perspectives that are not necessarily the highest truth from the God, the creator of all that is aspect. So let's go ahead and get that alignment for you. So can we go ahead and download you with the Creator's highest definition and perspective of responsibility and what that means in your life, and make sure you're in alignment with that?
Yes.
Okay. There we go. Okay. I think that in itself is going to be big and interesting. I felt a big shift on that one. Okay. Now the other so the obligation to be disconnected from others. So what an obligation is, it's like a belief on steroids. So it's something it's like an energetic contract that was made at some point, usually not by you, someplace in your genetic history. Somebody made some sort of energetic agreement or a vow or an oath to live in a way that's disconnected from others. And then that gets passed down to you through your DNA. So what I'd like to do with your permission is go ahead. An obligation is like handcuffs. So if you tried to
Is that it about generations?
say what?
I felt it like a when you said that.
Yeah, exactly. And an obligation, I think of it like handcuffs. So even if you tried to connect with others, you could use all the willpower in the world. It's not going to help you because you've got that really solid belief, contract type thing running in you. So once we remove that, it doesn't automatically mean you're necessarily going to connect with others right away, but at least you have a choice. At least there's the option. At least there's the movement. There's the crack in the door. Okay. But definitely we want to get those handcuffs. Any handcuffs are bad. So let's go ahead and remove those for you. So would you like to remove this obligation for you to be disconnected from others?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, great. And now let's go ahead and let's affirm and teach you that you can keep the gifts that you got from being disconnected from others while letting this experience of being obligated to be disconnected go. So you can keep the gifts, but let the experience go. Can we do that?
Yes.
Okay, so any trauma, any residual trauma that's left over, any pain, um, any drama or free-floating memories that might be left over from the original event that caused this obligation to be disconnected. Can we just take those, package them up, and send them up to the love and light of the Creator to be cleansed and purified and transformed? And then they'll get returned back to you in the form of unconditional love of the highest manner. Can we do that?
Yes.
Oh, there we go. That feels good. Okay, and the thing is, when you take the trauma and pain from the original event, it's like a seam. You know how sometimes a seam's coming loose and you've got that thread that if you pull it, just the whole thing unravels? It's like that. So it takes it from that original moment and it pulls that thread, and it transforms the trauma up through present day. So that would take you through the situation with your mom, through the situation with your friends. It would take all that at the same time and get it transformed. It's really amazing. Okay, wonderful. And now let's teach you that it's safe and possible for you to move forward in your life without this obligation to be disconnected from others. Okay.
Yeah.
And let's teach you how to move forward in your life without this obligation in the highest and best way with ease and grace. All right.
Yes.
Let's teach you, what did I just say? I just said how. Let's teach you what it feels like through every cell of your being to move forward in your life without this obligation to be disconnected. Okay.
Okay.
And lastly, let's teach you that you deserve to move forward without this obligation. You're allowed to, and you already are moving forward. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, wonderful. And now we're going to, so let's teach you what it feels like. And this is just downloading it into your cells, kind of a new belief. So let's teach you what it feels like to connect with others in the highest and best way with ease and grace. Okay?
Okay.
That it's possible, that this is your new natural state. Let's just kind of take you out of that old energy of disconnection and move you into this new energy, into this new energy of being able to connect, but also being able, I'm going to ramble for a second, also being able to connect with healthy boundaries. So yes, you're able to connect, but you're also able to have the discernment on when is best to disconnect. So we're not flipping your switch from all the way off to all the way on. It's that we're putting you in control of your connection switch. Okay.
Okay.
And let's also teach you how it serves you and others for you to belong, for you to be a part, not a part, not a part. Teach you how it serves you and others for you to belong, for you to connect. And let's what is the discern? There's something else there. Hang on. Let me feel into what it is. We didn't work on happy either. Okay. Can you do a little more muscle testing for me, please? So can you stand up for a moment? Okay. Okay. So say if I'm happy, I will end up alone.
If I'm happy, I will end up alone. No, that's good.
Okay, that's what I got. Okay, that's good. So let's check then and see if these switched. Say my perspective of responsibility is in alignment with the creators.
My perspective on responsibility is in alignment with the creators. Yes.
Okay, that's what I got too. I'm obligated to be disconnected from others.
I'm obligated to be disconnected from others. No.
Yay, that's what I got too. When we get obligations, that's a big deal. You get big shifts from that one. And then let's test it's safe for me to belong.
It's safe for me to belong. No.
Yeah, I thought there were probably some other layers there. And it's safe for me to connect with others.
It's safe for me to connect with others.
No. Yeah, that's what I got too. So what that means is that just means that there's more work to be done there. So because your subconscious is just, its whole point is to try to keep you away from danger and keep you safe.
Mm.
So, so we got the big obligation. Feel like there's another piece there with responsibility. I feel like, go ahead.
You know, that's where I get that tired, like that overwhelming, like I don't have the energy. That's where it is.
Yeah.
Responsibility.
Yeah.
Where we originally started.
Yeah. Okay. Let's muscle test one more thing for me here. Test, if I have responsibility, I will lose my freedom.
If I have responsibility, I will lose my freedom. Yes.
Okay. And also test, because you said, I wonder what that is.
I'm
Maybe
gonna
it's not
like
responsible.
there's like I won't do it right or I'll the word disappointment but doesn't seem right. Like I'll break something.
If you're responsible,
Yeah.
responsible.
Ooh, that just opened a whole can of worms. I was the oldest child.
Ah,
Yeah. Okay.
okay. So it's actually a fear of responsibility because, okay. Actually, you can sit down for a second. I don't think we need to test anymore. I think we can just move forward with that. Well, what did we just test? If I'm responsible, I'll lose my freedom, I think. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's what we did. I'll lose my freedom. Okay. So let's do some more shifting here around responsibility. So any times, I feel okay. So I feel like there's, first of all, let's grant forgiveness holds so much energy kind of in a stuck way. So um are you willing, would you like to forgive yourself for any times that you felt like you should have been responsible and you disappointed someone, or felt like you made a bad decision, or you were resentful about the responsibility, kind of any of those negative things that went along with the responsibility? Would you like to forgive yourself for that?
Yes.
There we go. Yeah. And would you like to forgive whoever you feel like put that responsibility on you? Can we forgive them for giving you the burden of responsibility?
Yes.
And again, we don't have to name the gifts, but let's just affirm that you can keep the gifts that you learned from the responsibility and let the burden part go. That we can detach the word responsibility from that feeling of burden. Okay. There we go. Okay. Okay, great. And I feel like let's just take a moment to let's just ask that we're bringing in this I feel almost oh man, I wish I could think of a good example. But I have this feeling like like the old form of responsibility that you feel like you experienced before was almost um like a child's version of responsibility, for lack of a better word, like an immature-ish type responsibility. Not even that, but responsibility almost done the wrong way, not by you, but not by you necessarily, but maybe by what was put on for you. I feel like responsibility really kind of got a bad rap because of the way it all came about. So let's move you from that energy of responsibility into this new energy of responsibility, where I feel like it's a more adult, I don't know if these are the right words, but more of like an adult, refined sense of responsibility. Because as you as you get older and you have more wisdom and you have more life experience, right? Responsibility, when you have responsibility, it can actually bring benefits. It can bring new luxuries. Um, having responsibility can actually bring you new freedoms instead of taking away from freedom. Okay. So can we so can we remove that belief that if um if I'm responsible, I'll lose my freedom, and move you into this new paradigm, this new energy of responsibility that I just talked about?
Yes.
You like that? Okay. Okay. Let me feel into it and see if there's anything else that is coming up. Go ahead.
Mom, as a watchdog, does that make sense?
Say it again.
Just there's a lot of when you talk about that childhood responsibility and stuff, it's like my mom comes up again and again, things that I didn't remember. And I just want to tell her to calm the blink down,
Mm-hmm.
shifting blame onto me.
So
Or
let's take
using the word responsibility, I'm not responsible to keep things from me.
Yeah. Okay. So let's take all that's coming up. Let's take that blame that's been put on you, that I almost feel like it's a well, I guess blame is the best word. That blame, that
It's a tool. She used it as a
tool,
tool.
yes, like a manipulation tool,
Yeah.
like it wasn't really that you were or weren't responsible. It had nothing to do with responsibility. It had to do with using it as a manipulation tool and to blame. So I that's weird, because I feel like there's a cord to cut there with the word responsibility, which I don't usually do a lot of work with cords, but can we cut the cord to that old version of responsibility?
Yes.
Okay. And let's take all that blame, that manipulation, any guilt that you took on, and let's just send that all up to the love and light of Creator to be cleansed and purified and transformed. All right.
Mhm.
Just take that out of your cells. And if you think, the feeling that I'm getting, the message that keeps coming through to me is it's almost like, okay, so let's say your mom might not have done the best job as a parent as you would have wanted her to. Well, if you had a parent that was really in tune and loving, okay, and if that parent gave you responsibility and saw that you were responsible, you would get rewarded. You would get more things. You would get more freedoms. You know, this responsibility, true responsibility, like with a capital T, like God's truth of responsibility, comes with a lot of rewards. So let's just teach you how to move the responsibility, how to move out of that distorted sense of responsibility into this new true model. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Whew. Okay. Okay. There we go. Let's go ahead. Let's do some muscle testing and we'll see where we are. Okay. So test, if I'm responsible, I'll lose my freedom.
If I'm responsible, I'll lose my freedom. No.
Awesome. And now let's check, and these may or may not have changed. Let's check, it's safe for me to belong.
Safe for me to belong. No.
Okay. And it's safe for me to connect with others.
It's safe for me to connect with others. No.
No. Yeah. Yeah. There's some more work to do there. There's some more layers. I think we're at a good stopping point for today. I'm really excited to see, watch for feeling more connected, but even if you don't feel more connected, look for feeling less disconnected, if that makes sense. Okay. And then watch for, I think that responsibility thing is really going to settle down in you. And watch for clues to why it would not be safe for you to connect. So think about what could happen, what could go wrong. That's your big clue. What could go wrong? Okay.
Yeah, that responsibility one, like, dang, that it took a while to get there, but it made me realize why I would be so tired from that word.
Yeah.
Because it was used as a tool to take things like as things like
Yeah.
things like time with family, things like it's so okay. It's crazy the connection there.
Yeah. So, and I would watch for a new relationship to be forming with that word too. And, you know, if you may leave the session and you have huge things change in your life, and that would be awesome. But you may also leave the session and it may just be that the seed's been planted and it may take a while. You would feel the inner changes first. That's the way it usually happens for people, is you feel the inner differences and then it starts showing up out in the rest of your life manifested. So watch for your relationship with responsibility. There may also be say what?
Just drink a lot of water right now.
Yeah, you can drink. Yeah, water's always good after muscle testing and before. So yes, thank you for the reminder. Water's good. But watch also with the responsibility thing. I have a feeling that it might be a little bit of a habit too. So if responsibility comes up and you just be aware. Just be aware if you go, oh no, responsibility, and then go, oh wait, that's right, I have a new relationship with it now. Because you might catch yourself just accidentally going into a habit if you've been you've been practicing that a lot of years. So
we're not going to say how many.
For enough that it's time to be done with it, right?
Thank you.
So wonderful. Okay.
Just my stomach feels a lot better than when we started too.
Really awesome. Yay. So how are you feeling overall? Does your energy feel, do you feel a little lighter? Do you feel,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
good.
I could
Good.
feel it. I don't know. There was a time where I felt my face actually smile, so I could. That was where
Yeah.
the shift happened. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you very much. And we'll pick up on those others later. And just, there was something else I was going to say. Yeah. So that light feeling means we're in a place where it's a good stopping point. So,
Good.
well,
Thank you.
thank you so much.
You're the bomb, Kelly. Thank
Mhm.
you.
Bye.